Hey there, wonderful audience who have joined the Revolving Relationship today. Get ready to embark on an incredible adventure with us. Subscribe now and let's explore the concealed secrets and uncover the truth together. Today, we will delve into a challenging topic that is relevant to all of us on our journey: handling deceit and betrayal. Well, my friend, today's story about OP wife had an online affair. Let's see what happened. My wife had an online affair, and I want to work through this, but I'm having a hard time figuring out how to move forward that will rebuild trust and help heal bad feelings. I also added updates and additional info to the post, and I'm sorry it's so long. My 38M wife, 38F, of almost 9 years and partner of 12 years recently lost her father. She hasn't been the same mentally since then, and I caught her having an online affair with some guy halfway across the world. It had gone on for only a week when I caught her in March, and she said she would stop and said we needed some time apart. I was sleeping on the couch and limiting contact, mainly because I can't stay anywhere else and a motel stay indefinitely would be too costly here. During that time she ended up talking to him again for another 3-4 weeks. During that time she shared things we had with him, including my nicknames for her, name of kids we'd picked, and some other things that were ours. The sexting between them hurt the least as these other things cut much deeper. She finally warmed up to me and things were better between us, but 4 days into the good phase I had found out she had been talking to him during those 3-4 weeks. I was on the couch, and she said she needed space. Even though things were looking up for us, she stopped talking to him. I still exploded because I found out how she was still talking to him, shared our life with him, and things are rocky again. I believe her that she is done with it. She said her mental health is feeling better and she feels in control, and I believe her. She seems better and calmer. I am still really hurt though and having a hard time processing things. I love her so much and know I'll forgive her, but a part of me also feels like I deserve some things to get past this and also to be able to trust her again. I didn't want to keep an eye on her phone and other things she suggested. I never wanted to be that sort of husband. She said she will also seek therapy to help her get past her loss of her father, which has been really affecting her head. She said her reason for the affair was a fantasy to escape the real life she's in, which has been really hard. So does anyone have any advice on how I can move forward and start healing properly? Update. Hi everyone, thanks for your suggestions and support. I want to clarify some points and also give updates. I'm not really familiar with some things like Update Me, so I don't know if those who commented will see it though. I'm kinda dumb at Reddit, haha. I'll start with updates first. She said she is willing to see a lawyer and write up something where I get all of her assets as well as shift all of ours to my name, the apartment, car, savings, stocks, everything, and she has a considerable amount of savings from before we met. Her family is upper middle class to basically loaded at their peak, and I've always been a working class guy. I don't want to sound murder why, but she also will change her life insurance policy, so it all comes to me and not split with her family. Giving me basically everything does make me feel like she's trying. I have full access to everything. I didn't ask for it, she offered it up since the day I confronted her. Last Thursday there also has been no contact. I made sure of it. I went on her app, and we both texted really fucked up things and told her AP that it was never real, and in fact she and I both were messaging him as a cruel joke. He seemed to have believed it and all contact was cut from both ends. And because I've been with her the whole time and have access to everything, I don't see any way of her reaching out to him and saying wasn't me. Also, even before I found out and confronted her, she cut contact with him to fix things with us. She's been offering up ways to make things right, and I think I've been so angry that I'm rejecting a lot of them just to be a dick and make her work harder about it, but she has been trying. My mother-in-law lives with us, and she's been supportive of me and condemning her the whole time. She knew about the first time, she knows about now. She cried saying she failed as a mother. It's been nice to have that support from her. Also, because she lives with us, I can confidently say there have never been any physical affairs. Haven't been on couch the past 9 days, but I did find out that prior to letting me back she was still in contact with him. My wife works from home, so there was never any physical contact with him or anyone else really. I know I sound naive, but before her personality shift, we were really happy and did everything together, so we didn't have physical time apart, so no way of physical cheating, at least before. The first time I found out was because I always had access to her phone. I know her passwords and stuff. I always joked around by taking her phone and sending myself a dumb text and claiming it was her, fully jokingly, and she knew, or drawing doodles on her notepad app. But that time when I opened her phone, I saw an unread message from him on WhatsApp, and the preview was enough to get me curious. We know all of each other's friends, and almost all of our current friends are from after we started dating, so a new name drew alarms. AP is definitely halfway across the world. She met him on an app called Slowly that she installed to talk to people in other countries. She made some friends through there, but only this guy was very pushy and overly friendly. He paid a premium on the app to actually message her without the wait. Normally the messages take days to send, like snail mail. That's the charm of the app. I had read all of her messages on there with everyone as well. After deleting the app, she continued talking to AP and 2 others, but they were friendly. She stopped talking to them when I asked. I'm sure I'll get roasted for this, but after the first time, I reached out to her AP and catfished him. I wanted to show her that he talks like that to everyone, and she shouldn't feel special, so a bit before the second time, while I was still on couch, I contacted him and started a relationship, and he was hooked. But then when I asked him about his last relationship, and when did they stop talking, he mentioned last weekend. And she hasn't contacted me because she's trying to fix things with her partner, and that's when I confronted her after the confrontation. AP emailed my catfish account crying about how mean she is and this and that, so I think he's done with her. I checked all her messages and emails and everything. She never sent nudes or stuff like that. Also, based on the app, emails and messages, I have a timeline of everything. They started talking as friends via the app since Jan. They started messaging for a week at the end of February. Then I caught her. 3 weeks later she sent me to the couch, and 2 days after that she started talking to him again. Then a few weeks later she told him she will stop and then let me back. But then I found out everything, and here we are. No burner phones as someone suggested, no hidden apps. We have been talking, and I'll admit I've been very hostile and angry, but she has been trying to fix things. I mean, I'm not hitting her, but I've said really horrible things, including about her father, and she could have even walked out of the room 70% of those times, and she never did once. Call me stupid, but I feel her trying, and I feel her old personality stability coming back. I also want to end with saying I know the consensus is to leave her. Many suggested lawyering up and getting the fuck out of this. I'm trying to work through this because the person I married I love. I don't know who the hell this person she became is, but there definitely was a personality shift after her father died. But whatever happened last week that made her stop talking to him and want to fix things and make up for things, I do see pieces of that old person again. Update. I feel guilty for something I did. Venting. My WW cheated on me and I found out, and she went back to AP, online affair, weeks later, and then decided to end things with him. During that time I had no idea she went back, but I did find out around the time she decided to stop it. We are currently attempting to and little things trigger me. It's not the sexting that bothered me, it was her sharing bits and pieces of us with him. So now when I see those things, I get very depressed or angry, or both. Around the time she decided to end things with him, she purchased a really nice belt for me online. By the time we got it in the mail, we had started but she ordered it while still talking to him. The way things ended, she wanted to let him down gently, but before she could do that, I made sure mean and nasty things were said to him to cut him off and have him never come back. Looking back on things and looking at the belt, I told her I don't want the belt or anything from the time she had THR affair. So I threw out the belt, and I think she is sad that I did. I know she bought it from when she decided to end things with him and work on our relationship, but I don't want something from that time because she was going to let him down gently, instead of just going NC. I don't want to keep anything from that time because he was in her life and she hid it from me. This is all from my perspective of course, but am I wrong to toss the belt? I have been struggling with it because I do feel bad she bought me something and I threw it out. I feel bad for having all these triggers affect my mood and make our that much harder. I'm just venting because I really don't know how to feel. Update. Saying AP's name. I don't know who this will benefit, but it's been a bit of progress on my end and hopefully it helps someone here. After finding out about my WW, I would always refer to her AP as him and that guy. His name isn't a common name where I'm from, he's from halfway across the world. So I don't have to hear it anywhere. But speaking about him between my WW and I would not feel comfortable saying his name. I would always avoid it actually. Until yesterday. Another down day where what she did made me very angry and as I ranted, I just started saying his name instead of his pronouns and it felt better and I felt stronger. I wasn't cowering from the discomfort of his name, I was dropping it like nothing. It has become something I've overcome through this whole process and if anyone else has that issue, I hope you read this and take back the power as well. Please leave us a comment, like and subscribe. Have a nice day and see you on the next one.